Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to another episode of Modded Megaquarium, the epic freshwater sandbox. Thank you very much for joining me today and continuing to show you support for the series. If you do enjoy this episode, please leave a like and a comment, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. So between episodes I haven't really done much. I have filled in this room with a different colour paint. I'm going to go through a couple of different things here. I've decided the blue colour we had on the floor here was really one that's supposed to be used very decoratively for water and essentially for a seafront scene, and so I didn't think it looked that good on the floor here, and so I've gone with a very sterile layout here. Now we did this in the modded vanilla campaign that we've just ran, and I really quite like the way that came out with the Osaka tanks. And so I'm going to do something like that in this room and have some sharks in here, and then maybe a central little location with some picnic tables and stuff like that. And then on this side this can be some of the stuff we need for this room, but also a little gift shop area and that type of thing over here. And of course down the sides of the walls there. But yeah, this is going to look very clinical for quite a while until we actually get this all done. I don't think we've got all of the sharks that we'd need to actually open up a shark room yet. We are still only rank 8, and that's something I want to try and fix in this episode, is try and get up to rank 9. The next bit I've done is I've added in a little room over here, just a single quadrant over here, which is going to be a staff room. So I've made it extremely clinical. This is just white all throughout, because we don't actually have access to any of the paints, and I wanted to see if we do have access to them in the next level. It doesn't look like we do. It's the freshwater paints we don't really have. Like we've got, I'm wondering whether they haven't actually come up properly, because we've got minimal, sleek, rivet and rust here, but they're not as they should be. They're not the freshwater ones, but they should be. And so I need to have a look through my mods and see if anything is actually causing these to change, and if they are, I'm going to need to change them back, because that is definitely not what the rivet and the sleek and the minimal and the rust should look like. If you do know, by the way, which mod, if you are the mod author or have used mods which have changed these out, please do let me know, because I would very much like especially the rust and the rivet ones to be able to use in the backstage areas. So yeah, let me know about that. So yeah, this is going to be the first of our staff only rooms. So it's not actually connected up to anything else. This is going to be a nursery room for growing animals up so we can put them into other tanks. It's going to be a breeding room, specifically for breeding up different animals to be able to place them into tanks out here. It's also going to be a main area for the pump networks. So we're going to have the big pumps in here, which can then come out to little satellite areas around and then connect out. And that means we can start getting rid of some of these backstage areas here. We can start consolidating down our staff so that we have our best maintenance staff in this room, and they'll never leave it, and they'll always be there in time to actually fix something. So our pump networks will never go down, because we're already starting. We've only got a couple of pumps, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2 there, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pumps already, and so we're going to need an absolute minimum of 7 maintenance staff at any time to be able to fix the stuff on each of these pumps. And that's not to count just how many items we've got connected to each of the pumps as well. I mean, we can start consolidating down some of this stuff if we want. We can put in the these type of chillers here instead of these ones here. But I do want to try and keep some of this lower down stuff as well, so I can actually showcase some of my own mods and showcase some of the stuff in there. I spent a long time working on this, so I'd like to try and use some of the lower level stuff as well. So that is going to be in there. And then finally this big room here. I've got laid out in a circle around the edge. I don't know if this is going to stay. One of my first ideas with this room was to try and put a big mega tank in the middle, but I don't know if that's actually the best way to do it, especially until we get up to rank 12 with some of the big pumps, not big pumps, the really big heaters and chillers. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, the heaters that can just pump out loads and loads of heat into a mega tank to try and get it to work fully. However, one thing we do have in here, if we have a look in the search for the donut tank here, we have donut viewing platform with land tank, which then later on, once we get up to rank 12, we can replace with the mega tank with the viewing platforms as well, because there is one of those. And so it might actually be a tunnel tank. Yeah, I think it's a tunnel tank maybe with like this kind of thing. I'm not fully sure yet. We shall see when we get there. But this will kind of fit nicely into there, and we'll have plenty of space around it. That's why I've got these little things in here, just so I can mark out exactly where it would be in the very, very centre of the room there. And then we'll have all of this space around it to be able to put various other different things, different viewing things, different tanks, and different amenities and benches and gift shops and all of that. And we've also got all of this space around the edge. And this layout means we can push out to any of these sides, including over here. We could have another room over here, which kind of wraps around this. So we can do stuff like that. So I think that's my main thought. However, unfortunately, that tunnel tank, this tank here, costs 30,000. So we're not quite there in terms of money yet. However, we can run the game for a while, get on with other things in the meantime, and then come back to that once we've got enough money. So one of the first things I want to get on top of in this episode today is actually try and get up to rank 9. One of the best ways we can do that is still with the talks. So we're going to put some talks in with these animals here, because I know with some of these jellyfish there are some really quite nice prestige talks we can do. And I'm trying to keep on top of leveling all my staff up as well. I know that my staff are going to become extremely expensive, but we should be okay as well, money wise. And it's ticking over at the moment. I've had to replace a couple of little things. I've had to place a chiller down here, for instance, because the maintenance wasn't keeping on top of it. So we are going to go for a podium. Let's get a few podiums. I'm actually going to pause the game for this. No, I'm going to tip it over into the next day. So we'll just wait for that. And we'll get to the next one on the list. And there we go. Okay. Right at the beginning of a new day. We're going to put some talks down there and there. We're also going to put some talks down here, just so we can see what's available. We can get rid of the ones we don't want after. So in here, what do we have? We have a common cuttlefish. Yes, that's quite a nice talk to do. And so that will be at, say, 9 o'clock every 2 days. And then over here, we don't really have anything, but I think it might be quite nice to get a bit more ecology. And that can actually be at 12 o'clock every day, because we don't need to worry about the loss of prestige with that one. And so I'll get rid of those two, and that will be fine for over there. With over here, let's see what we have in here. We have the blue knuckle hermit crab, so that's going to be our first one. And then the next one I think we'll do... Oh no, that's on these ones. So yeah, we're going to go for the blue knuckle hermit crab here. This will be at 3 o'clock every 2 days, just to even them out. And then with this one, is there anything decent? There's no prestige ones, so if we get, say, the Pacific purple sea urchin talk, that'll give us some more ecology points, and that one again can be at 12 o'clock every day. And so yeah, that's fine for those. And that, because this is getting up to about 2,900 odd at the moment, and we need 3,120, so we're really not that far off it. And if we let this run for a couple of days with these new talks, you can see just how much that's actually producing there. So that is going to push us up quite far. So level these staff up as well. Get your feeding up. My priorities with staff at the moment, if they have talking, I'm trying to get up talking as soon as possible. Right up to 10 as much as we can. But usually feeding is the first priority and then fixing is the second priority. But it really depends on what skills the staff have to start with and what they begin with. And also what they're best at, I suppose. I'd kind of just take a little bit of a look to see what there is and then work out what's best. So that is actually it for the science now. We don't have to do any more science until we tick over into rank 9, which is nice. And at the moment with the ecology research, I am ticking over the rank 6 stuff, trying to backfill some of the research we've missed out from rank 6 and rank 7. But as you can see, there is a huge amount here still to actually research in rank 6, in rank 7 and also in rank 8. So we're going to be catching up for a long time on this, and that's why I want to try and get some of these ecology talks in as well. It looks like we're just about to tick over into rank 9. There we go. So we now have access to a lot of different stuff. We've got those crab traps we were talking about, and we also have the shark shelves and the orange juice squeezer, able to get a bit more money coming up here as well. And we've also got the large air pumps and stuff for the terrariums. The terrariums is something I would quite like to get into. It's not something I've really had a proper look into yet, so I might actually have a look around and see if there's any, I don't know, little tutorials or something. I might have a play around on my own with those for a bit, just to see how they all work and what you can actually put in them, what makes them different to normal tanks. And then we will come back in on an episode and do a proper episode about the terrarium stuff. This kiosk tunnel tank I'm also quite interested in having a look at. Always interested in the new tanks, all that kind of stuff. We also have the editable land tanks. Now I have actually found out, I don't know if I've actually said this in an episode yet, but the tanks, these ones with the editable land, that means you can actually place stuff like the placeables, like the rocks and everything, actually on the land as well as in the water. That's what that means. And we also have our second, the Mark 2 of our pumps here. So that'll be nice. I think that's one of the first things that we will get. So we'll come down here and we'll get to the Apache Tech Hydroelectric Pump Mark 2. That's really going to help us out. You know, I have to keep reminding myself with this series that this is a marathon rather than a sprint compared to the campaigns. We've got no real kind of end goal here. We've got no actual quests in our log here. We've got nothing to do apart from kind of work under our own steam and build up the aquarium how we want to build it up. So I think I could do with a little bit of direction. And we've got those in the way of these side quests here. And at the moment I've just been letting this fill up. We've got so many stuff here. And a few of them are stuff which is just kind of, we can work on these later on, I suppose. And that's how I've always been thinking of it. We can worry about these later. However, there is ones like these where build a tank with a Sinclair's Demoiselle in it for 3 minutes. And I actually think we might have one of those already. In fact, if we have a look up in this menu here, if we just have a look for Sinclair, do we have one? No, we don't. Okay. So if we actually, I would be glad to help you with your study. Yes, we'll go for that. Well, let's see what other ones we have. We've got one here, which is builds a tank with a panther grouper in it, so we can get that one. And then what's the next one? 2 lesser spotted dogfish in it, so we'll get that one. And we're starting to build up some money here. So build up capital to actually get the stuff which is asking for. We have gold spotted spinefoot, and we'll get that one, why not? And then up here I saw one as well. We've got base prestige from this one as well. Duboisi Tropheus. We need 10 of them for 3 minutes. Well, yes, we'll go for that one as well. Why not? And then up here there is one more, which is the cow nose ray. And so we'll go for that one as well. And so that's got us like, what, 25,000, something like that. We also now have the electric pump Mark II, which is good. I think we're going to go for the shark hat shelves next. Get some more money rolling in. And I'm still going to go for the rank 6 stuff and just go along from the bottom. However, we may need to actually research some of these. So let's see. Cow nose ray. Do we actually have a cow nose ray? No, we do not. Okay, so that's one we are going to need to research. So once this ticks up, it shouldn't be too long. We will grab that. The panther grouper. Do we have a panther grouper? Yes, we do. We don't have one, but we can get one. Okay. So we want the cow nose. What was it called? That is down here. Cow nose ray. So it's a ray we're looking for. Rays are usually pretty easy to spot in the research menu. It's a bit of a shame there isn't actually a search on this menu as well. That would be a feature that I would love to have in, so that we don't have to do this and look through every single level that we have open to us just to try and find one fish that we want to research, or one animal, or even in the science research, one piece of equipment that we want. There's the cow nose, right? Okay, so we'll get that one. Now, do we have the Duboisi tropheus? No, we do not. Okay, so that'll be the next one we get. We need the gold spotted spinefoot, which we do not have either. The lesser spotted dogfish, which we do have. Okay, so we can have a look at that one. Panther grouper we know we have, and the Sinclair's demoiselle. Now the Sinclair's demoiselle should be actually fairly easy because we have a demoiselle pool here. Now this is a Wimp's pool, I think. Yes, it is. So the only worry would be is if it is a bully, which it is not. So we can just add 2 of them into there, and that'll let this one tick down, and that will be the first one of these done. So Tobias has leveled up, we'll go for your feeding. Isla has leveled up, we'll go for your feeding. Not too bad at all. Aki will go for your feeding as well. Why not? Want to keep on top of the feeding as much as possible. We're nearly, well, not nearly done, but we're getting there with this ray. So I think what I will do is I will get some of these researched, and then we'll see where we can actually start trying to put all of this stuff. So we've just got the gold spotted spinefoot here, and I've just found the Duboisi tropheus, so we'll go for that one next. One of these has actually just completed, the Sinclair's demoiselle, so that's good, and we've got the cow nose ray now as well. So I think I'm going to wait for the Duboisi tropheus to actually research. It shouldn't take too long. These are where are they? They're down the bottom here. They are freshwater, so we need a freshwater tank. We need 10 of them, and they are neutral as well. It doesn't need to be too big either. So I think I'm actually going to put that into... Well, actually, they can go into this tank here. This tank is not actually on any network at the moment, so we can add it on to... oh, no we can't, because it would have to be freshwater. Well, we can deal with that. We can put some stuff over here, even if it's just temporary, because we know that all of this is going to change eventually anyway. So yeah, I think I'm going to actually make use of this tank here, if we can fit them in, because we need 10 of them. They are size 3, so that's 30 and this is a size 30 tank. That'd be perfect. Okay. So yes, we're going to use this tank here and we're going to fill it with those. So what's the next one we wanted? The lesser spotted dogfish. Let's just go through these again just to see. I think it would be actually rank 7 or up. Is that one of the ones we had? Yes, that is one of the ones we had. Okay. We have the pamper grouper, we have the lesser spotted dogfish, we have the gold spotted spinefoot, we have the Duboisi, I have real trouble saying that name, Duboisi tropheus, and we have the cow nose ray. Okay, so that's all of the ones we have, all the ones we need, so we can actually start going on some of the rank 9 stuff to give us some lovely prestige to try and get all the way up to rank 10. And we're going to go for, I suppose that's a nice pretty one. Well, actually no, I want to go for the feather stars. I want to make a nice little showcase out of those. So I want to pause the game here and level you up. I want to get this tank up and running. So we'll open it up to the public. We will get the Duboisi tropheus. We will place 10 of these in here. Well, I can just actually fill it up all the way to the top. Now this is going to need 20 rock, 10 cave, so that's actually too much for this tank if we didn't have the drop-off ones. So we're actually going to need to have one of these in there just to be able to get these guys liking their surroundings. Okay, so we're also going to need some vegetables behind. So we have a look for a vegetables dispenser just there. They don't like it because the water temperature is too low. We can sort that out, that's okay. Tell you what I might do actually, instead of actually trying to sort out a pump and all of that stuff, if I put that there somewhere, we're actually going to need to move some of this around. Tell you what we can do. If we place these along here, we can do that. Okay. We can still get access to everything from the other sides. And then on here, we can actually just put a filter, heated filter, just like that. And that will be enough to sort this one out without any other problems. Good, okay. So that's actually everything we need for that. That's incredible. We might actually make this just look a little bit more comfortable for them. We'll put a little bit of decoration in. What should we add in there? Let's go for, and everything decor wise is a little bit saltwater, isn't it? It's one of the problems we have found. I don't really want to add in one of my things. We'll go for small brown temple ruin. No, it's even that small brown temple ruin that sticks out the top. So instead, I think we'll just go for a bit of vegetation. The asparagus weed. That's the one I was looking at before. It's one I was trying to remember the name of. Asparagus weed. I love this stuff, but it is salt water only. It's in my last episode I was talking about it. Instead, we will go for, I don't know, let's go for some of this. And we have Siamese saltwater trumpet. Let's just go for the corkscrew vallis, just as a little bit of decoration there. I think that'll be okay. So they are all good. They're liking that. They're being fed. Excellent. They are already opened up as well. Getting a lot of science out of these guys as well. And what I might do as well is just have a look at the... I'll tell you what, I can do it from here. Let's just have a look what the Duboisi Tropius talk is. Just science. Now science is one thing we don't really need too much of from the talks at the moment, so I'm just going to leave that like that. So now all we have to do is wait for this to tick down, and that'll actually be the second one of these we've completed today. And I think that will be a good place to leave it for today. We've not done a huge amount today, but we've actually set things up really nicely for next episode, because we're starting to get some of this research in now. I do want to go for this kiosk tunnel tank, but I think I'll do that between episodes. I'm going to go for the orange juice squeezer next, and we'll just wait for this to tick down. One thing I do like doing with those shark hat things is just putting them in the corners here. That's why I add 2 extra space on the side, so we can do things like this across the side here, and then put the shark hats in there. So we're just going to add one of those in just for that. I'm actually going to put the shark hat supplies in as well. Do that. And we'll add one in there. We'll add one in over here as well. That's where I like to add those in, on all of these different places. We're going to probably add one in there. On this side we'll add one there, and that kind of thing as well. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.